to live our lives in balance. It's not so easy in this crazy world. Now imagine a style of food in balance. The right amounts of sour, sweet, spicy, salty, and bitter. Now add a balance of powder, liquid, mineral, protein, and fat. This is the Vietnamese philosophy of cuisine. A yin and yang for proper balance. We give it a try today with savory Vietnamese crepes, fennel prawns, and sweet and sour dipping sauce. Buddha will be proud. I'm Garret Schack, and that's what we're cooking on the coast. Today we seek the balance of Vietnamese fare, the yin and the yang, as we prepare savory Vietnamese crepes with fennel prawns and sweet and sour dipping sauce. Let's get started. All right, there's a little bit of prep that gets involved here. First we're gonna start with toasting our fennel seeds. This is something, once you start learning how to toast different spices and so on at home, it's something you'll wanna do all the time. So you can see here I've got some fennel seeds already in the pan. And it's just a dry pan. I haven't added any oil or anything like that. I've got it on sort of a lower heat, but I'm just letting those oils, the natural oils in the spice, in the fennel here, come out. And already there's like this fragrant aroma of fennel that's sort of permeating out of the pan here. Now it's really important to do this because it will release those extra flavors and give a bit more taste to the dish. Prawns in the dish. We're using spot prawns today. Really beautiful prawns. They're fresh and lovely. They have this sweet flavor, but their texture can be a little soft. So I want to brine them a little bit, adding a little more sweetness, a little more salt, and give them a little bit more texture, a little firm them up. And we want to do about twice as much salt as sugar. But this is where that balance of flavor comes in, sweet and salty. There we go. I'll just borrow the whisk from this. Whisk it up. And then we'll add our fennel seeds into this. Now, fennel is an amazing spice, really lovely. Indian cuisine is used all the time. They often eat it right at the end of the meal as it helps with digestion and also helps with the bad breath after eating all that curry, right? Okay, we'll just dump those guys right in and we'll give it one more little stir. And now we're gonna add our prawns to this. We can give it a little taste. And we're checking, again, Vietnamese cuisine, all about balance. We want that sweetness, but we want a bit of salt in there too. And right now it's perfect. So we can go ahead and add our prawns to this. And this isn't going to be a long brine. We're really going to be doing this for we'll leave it on there for maybe half an hour. We don't want it too long so it actually cooks the prawns. Okay, let's turn our attention to the crepes. Now, you know what you're thinking, like, oh, what the heck? This isn't a breakfast episode. Well, you're right. We're making savory crepes today. And we're using some really unique ingredients that you wouldn't normally find in the traditional French crepe. We've got rice flour in here to start with. Rice flour is lovely, gluten-free, as most of you know, and it adds like a really interesting texture. We've got some water. Probably gonna go with, I won't add it all right now because I want to check and make sure we get an appropriate consistency. Coconut milk, another ingredient you won't find in a French creperie. Add that in. There we are. Now we're going to give it a whisk. See where our texture comes out here. See what the consistency looks like. Okay. Now this batter as well, you want to let it sit. Not because we're trying to let the gluten in from regular flour soften, but we're actually trying to let the rice flour absorb some of the liquid that we've added here. All right, lovely. I'm gonna chop up a little bit of chive here and add that straight to it. Just take the ends off. All right, perfect. Not all of them, we're gonna save some for when we get cooking this. Just fire those right into the batter. Lovely. Pinch of salt. And now, like I said, we're gonna let this sit off to the side for a little bit. Consistency, as you can see right now, looks pretty runny. It's pretty thin, but that's okay. We'll let it sit and see how it absorbs some of that rice flour and go from there. So next, let's turn our attention to our pan again. And we're gonna make that sweet and sour dipping sauce. And we're just gonna add all the ingredients at once into the pan. We've got some fish sauce here. And it goes. Fish sauce, really popular in Vietnamese cuisine. It adds this really interesting kind of bitter, fermented flavor, which is really, really interesting. We've got some rice wine vinegar, in it goes. Brown sugar, So we've got acidity right now, the 5 different flavors. We've got acidity, we've got that bitterness and sort of the interesting fish sauce flavor. We got sugar. There's our sweetness. All right, some salt for a little bit of saltiness. There we are. We've got a fresh chili here, which we're gonna add to that. Seeds and all, this is meant to be kind of a spicy flavor. Give it a quick chop up here. All right, I'm gonna chop it a little finer than that. I don't want really big chunks. And we definitely want, because it's a dip, we wanna be able to pick up a nice chunk of that chili and add it right on our crepe, right? On our savory crepe. Here we go. Into the pan. There we are, that'll be good for now. Can always adjust the heat a little bit later as we go. Already smells really fragrant. That fish sauce is a really unique flavor. And it gives a really unique smell. We're gonna add some water. There we go. And the juice of half a lime. Here's a little trick for you at home. I like to roll it under my palm just like that. And that sort of breaks up all the pith inside and lets me squeeze a bit more juice out of there. Breaks up all the segments. There we go. Wow, that smells great. As soon as the lime juice hit that, it just really brightened up all the flavors and the smells in that dish already. Okay, we'll turn the heat down a little bit to a simmer. You can see it's starting to boil already. And we're just gonna let that reduce a little bit, let all those flavors kind of come together, and that'll be our dipping sauce for today's crepe. We'll be back later in the show to pull together our savory Vietnamese crepes with fennel prawns and sweet and sour dipping sauce. But don't go away. Right after the break, we're going out on the road. You won't want to miss that. Here we are in the great outdoors at Arbutus RV. With me is Rose Little. Hi Rose, how are you?
I'm great, Garret.
Nice to see you again.
Nice to see you again.
So, we try to, get things a little fancier here. We do the glamping kind of concept, right?
Absolutely.
So, what are some of the advantages to being in a gorgeous trailer like the one we see behind us here today?
Oh, well, we have units that you can go glamping or you can just go pretty regular, but glamping is certainly my style, so.
Fair enough.
Yeah, and we certainly love the conveniences of being able to pre-prep everything at home and load up the RV and adventures abound and head out, so.
Perfect. Well, that's sort of the concept for today's dish here too. So this, as you can see here, has been prepared beforehand. So we've got this crab stuffing. We're going to stuff these peppers here. Right. So we've got crab and cream cheese, some brie cheese in there.
Yeah, and it's brilliant. Putting it in a Ziploc bag and using it as a. Yeah.
So you just put that right in your fridge. It's all been prepped at home. You put that right in the gorgeous, because these things have fridges bigger than the one I have at my house, right?
Yeah, so, a lot of them have residential fridges for sure.
That's it. So what we would do is bring that along, and I'm going to show you a cool little trick here, how it's going to actually work as a piping bag for our stuffed pepper here. So we want to cut the seeds out of the middle like this, and I'm going to show you just how easy it is. A few seeds in that one, hey? There we go. Now I'm going to get you to actually squeeze that bag. Okay. I've cut the tip here already, so I'm going to get you to squeeze that all down into the pepper here. There you go. And we're just going to fill this guy right up. Yep. Yeah. There you go. Push hard. Good stuff. Okay, perfect. All right. There we go. So we've got that squeezed in there like that.
Brilliant idea.
Right? Mm-hmm. Super simple. It's all nicely filled with the crab and cream cheese mixture. And then we fire it right on the grill. Nice hot spot. What's going to happen in there is that's going to char the pepper a little bit, and it's going to help melt that cream cheese and all that kind of stuff. As you can see, we have some on there already. Yeah. So let me grab those, and we'll put them on the plate there.
And can you tell us what's in the stuffing?
Yeah, absolutely. So there's cream cheese, brie. Yep. Obviously Dungeness crab, because we're here on the West Coast, right? Dungeness crab is delicious and sweet. Yep. We've got some chorizo in there, some chives, a little bit of lemon zest, salt, pepper, of course. I think that's just about it.
Perfect.
So we'll close that guy up and let it cook. And then what we want to do, I would probably just put a little lemon on there, give it a squeeze, and then you and I can have a bite. What do you think?
All right. That's the best part of doing this.
Yeah, it's the perks, right?
Yeah.
There we go. We'll probably just squeeze just like that. Fork and knife, and away we go.
All right.
Here, actually, why don't I cut a little piece off for you here? Have that one.
Perfect.
All right, give me your opinion. Glamping food from the glamper.
Whoop. Mine's falling apart.
A little bit of heat, not too spicy though, because we've taken the seeds out.
What kind of
How's
peppers
that?
do you use?
Those are Anaheim peppers.
Delicious.
Pretty neat, hey? Gourmet jalapeno poppers for our glamping lifestyle.
Wonderful.
Thanks very
Doesn't
much,
get any
Rose.
better than that.
No kidding, hey? I gotta get back to the kitchen.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
All right.
It's back to our kitchen where we're working on savory Vietnamese crepes with fennel prawns and sweet and sour dipping sauce. All right, we've pulled a whole bunch of stuff together. All our mise en place is done. Our prep is done. You can have a look over here at the pan section that we've got going on. It looks quite busy, but I assure you we're going to be needing them all as we go here. Our batter is still resting. Just a hint before we go into the pan, we're going to want to stir that up. But in the meantime, let's saute our prawns. Got a pan getting warm here. A little bit of vegetable oil. There we are. We want to add some garlic and some chilies. Again, we're working on all that balance of flavor. So we got garlic, chilies, our prawns, and some lime juice in there. Going to be really delicious. Our prawns have been brining for just about half an hour now, so they'll be perfect and ready to come out any moment. But first, let's get these into the pan. There we are. And now I'm gonna add some more fennel seeds at this point. I've got some more, but these ones haven't been toasted. They're gonna toast nicely in the oil right here. There we are. Okay, not too much, because I'm sure some will be left on the prawns. So we have to drain off the water on the prawns. So I'm just gonna go back to our sink over here, in case some of you thought this wasn't a working kitchen. Just dump them out. There we go. If any get away on you, just grab them out of the sink. It's nice and clean, no worries. There we go. Now you see some fennel seeds are still stuck in there. That's all good. We want to take the tails off, okay? Because we're going to be eating these in a crepe. You don't want to be biting into the tails while they're in the middle of your crepe, right? So we pulled most of the tails off already, and I got a few others just out of the way here. And then we're going to get them into our pan with that garlic and chilies. All right, perfect. Let's have a look here. Little toss. Cooking nicely. See, I'm using kind of a medium heat. I don't want those, I don't want that garlic to burn and get brown. I just want it to be nice, sort of golden color here. Okay. Perfect. We'll get our prawns in there and let those cook away. Oh, there's one with the tail still on. No worries. Easy fix. There we are. Okay, I'm gonna add a pinch of salt. We don't need too much, because remember, those prawns have already been brined, right? So that salt sugar solution we did them in earlier. And now some acidity. We want some sour in there. Okay, there we are. Very nice. Give them a little toss, and then we'll let these cook. Spot prawns or local prawns, they cook really, really quickly, so it won't take any time at all. Let's turn our attention to our crepes. We're gonna build our savory Vietnamese crepe here. Get the heat going on that guy. A little touch of oil. I'm using what's known as a French steel or a blue steel pan here. Swish that oil around. And then we're gonna pour the batter right into it. Like I mentioned before, we kept the whisk around because sometimes it'll separate as it sits, and we wanna get that batter nicely mixed before we pour it right into our hot pan there. Let's see how we're doing. Yep, perfect. And then quickly swirl it around. And then let that sort of set up in the pan. Very nice. Now we can look at our prawns here really quick. They're done, so we can turn those off. Very nice. We don't want to overcook them, and they get kind of mushy, so we don't want that. Let's grab a little spoon here, and we'll give our sweet and sour sauce a taste. See how it's reduced quite a bit there? Can you see that? Lindsay, you getting that? That looks great, hey? It's kind of gone like almost like a syrup. Let's give it a taste and see how we did. Super good. That's really tasty. It's got all those components we're looking for. Salty, sweet, a little bit of acidity. Might give it just a hint more lime juice, because I like mine to be a little bit on the sour side. And then let's try this crepe here. See if we can get her to flip over for us. Oh, it's looking good. Ready? This is the fun part where you can try it at home. Up we go and down. Not too bad. These are finicky, right? They don't have as much gluten as as your traditional crepe, so they're gonna break apart a little bit on us, but that's all right. Give that a couple of seconds to cook, and then we'll move it over onto our presentation or onto our plate here. Okay, slide that right off onto here. You'll see when we pull it all together, it'll look great. Okay, let's do one more. And while that pan's heating up, let's fill our crepe here. So we got a pan, we'll put some prawns in there. Lovely few prawns, very nice. I want to add a little bit of fennel, and this gives a little touch of life and color to the dish as well. These are the fennel fronds, so this is off the top of the fennel. Adds some flavor, very nice. Well, now we'll use our spatula here just to kind of fold this back up and over itself. There we are. And then we'll switch it over to our plate here. So the plate that I've got built already has some garnishes on it. We got some mint, we got a little bit of cilantro on there. We got a touch of lime, fresh chili. Let's try this crepe again. Nice hot pan. Should sizzle, savory sizzling crepes. There we go. Swirl it around quickly. Perfect. See if we can get this one to look a little prettier. There we go. We'll move our sauce over into our receptacle here. Oh yeah, look at that. Definitely don't want to miss any of those chilies. That gives you that nice heat that we're looking for. There we are. Put that down below. Now let's have a peek at our crepe again. Looks like it's ready to flip. Sort of just nudge it away from the edges. Try and get that spatula underneath. And we'll see if we can high flyer again here. Ready? Here we go. All right. This time right in the pan, we're gonna add our prawns. We'll cut out some middleman here, why not, hey? Lots of all that fennel. Some fennel fronds in there again. Very nice. All right, fold these guys over. Really unique texture, flavors. We'll just get this over onto our plate again. Look at that. And then we'll just finish with a little garnish here. We got some fresh fennel, some salad, a little iceberg lettuce in here. We'll just toss that together. Just a little bit of oil to bring it all together. Keep it fresh. Salt. We'll pile this on the plate as well. There we go. Lots of fresh components. Lovely sweet prawns. That fennel flavor, the nice spice of the fennel. There you have it. Savory Vietnamese crepes with fennel prawns and sweet and sour dipping sauce. Let's give it a little taste here, why not? Wow, that's really good. Now what better way to enjoy our delicious food than with an amazing libation? With me today is Wes from Clive's Classic Lounge. How you doing, Wes?
Doing well. How are you?
Thanks for coming in today, pal.
My absolute pleasure.
So we've got some Vietnamese cuisine here, lots of balanced flavors. What have you decided to pair with it?
Today I'm making a drink we're calling Funk Seoul. We're taking a jump north geographically to Seoul, Korea.
Funk Seoul, I like it.
Exactly.
Nice play on words.
Play on words. So we've made a Kimchi Shrub in-house at Clive's.
Yeah.
And we're pairing that with a Blanco tequila. I find tequila's a nice match with that because it maintains some vegetal notes.
Yeah, right.
This here's the shrub. It's made by a friend of mine I used to work with named John, who was from Cafe Fantastico.
Cool. Yeah, yeah. So shrub is just like varying flavors, a little bit vinegar, acidity.
Exactly.
And then we've got some spice, obviously. Kimchi tends to be a little spicy, right?
That's right, yeah. So we've got a well-balanced palette with kind of all the different flavors you can get.
Yeah.
A bit of maraschino for sweetness.
All right.
And we're gonna add a couple dashes of ginger bitters.
For some bitter, yeah.
A little bit of bitter, a little bit of that ginger flavor to pop out everything else.
Very nice.
And a little bit of citric acid as well. Because sometimes the vinegar isn't quite enough acid in itself. So we're just gonna add a touch of that.
It's gonna add our sour, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, so it sounds like we've got most of the flavors here. We've got the bitter, we've got sour, we've got sweet, spicy in there a little bit.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And we're gonna add a little bit of ice, dilute it down.
Excellent.
That'll help marry the flavors up a little bit more.
Yeah, because otherwise, like if you were to just drink that without diluting it, it would be pretty blow your
taste very
socks
good.
off kind of stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So you want to
funny.
get a little bit of ice in there to mellow it.
I don't think either of us would enjoy that.
No, fair enough. And it's all about us enjoying it right now, that's for sure.
Well, that's the idea, hopefully. And it goes into these lovely coupes.
Yeah, funky looking glassware, I like that. Very nice.
And that's that.
Cool. And then you garnish with a little bit of lemon, is that kind of the idea?
That's right, yeah. So we're gonna
Make it look pretty?
squeeze the spritz a little bit just to give it that aromatic. And then
fancy.
toss it on the side there. We're not gonna put it in because that'll change the flavor over time.
All right.
And there you are.
Well, let's give your cocktail a taste here and see how we go. Oh, it smells incredible. It smells really nice. Oh, wow, that's delicious.
Thank you very much.
There is a touch of heat at the back. Really nice.
Yeah,
Let's
that's
try.
from
Let's see how
that's
it goes
from
with
the
the crepes here. So just cut right into those guys. Make sure you get one of those prawns, a little bit of the batter. I'm telling you, these things weren't as easy as your cocktail to make. I'm gonna lie to you. Sweetness from the prawns and the fennel. Let's see how it goes here.
Wow.
It's nice, hey? It brings out the flavors.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's real good.
That's awesome. Thanks, Wes. I appreciate you being on the show today.
Of course.
That's
Thanks for being here.
fantastic. I can't wait to finish this off with you. It's gonna be really tasty. Check out our website where you'll find more information on today's show and maybe a few surprises. I'm Garret Schack. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to savor the flavor. All right. Keep digging in.